Well, so far on this first stop on President Trump's first official foreign visit, there's been a lot of pomp and ceremony. And as we've just been seeing, a lot of signing of those deals. Deal making is one of the priorities for President Trump on this visit. There's said to be many billions of investment of Saudi money in the United States in sectors ranging from aerospace to artificial intelligence to energy. And Saudi Arabia wants to get something too out of the United States, access to its markets, advance to technology. But of course, there's also great symbolism in this visit. It's the second time that Riyadh has been chosen for President Trump's first stop. So how much does it matter to the kingdom? We're joined here by Ali Shahabi, who's a Saudi political analyst. Thank you for joining us, Ali Shahabi. Twice being chosen for the honor of the first visit. How much does that matter to the kingdom?
It matters. Symbolism is important. Packaging is important, and the U.S. relationship is very important for the kingdom. So the fact that the U.S. president chooses the kingdom as his first stop twice is historic, really. And I think it shows the depth of the relationship that exists with America and also with President Trump. There's a very close relationship between the Crown Prince and the president. And the relationship between the kingdom and America had gotten very close towards the end of the Biden administration. And it continued, obviously, into the Trump administration, given that it had been very good with the Trump administration in round one, so to speak. So what you're seeing now really is a manifestation of the strength of that relationship and an indicator of the number of issues that are being worked on. In terms of security, in terms of economics, in terms of technology, and in terms of regional politics.
Would it be too cynical to say that it's all about money? It came after the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman made it clear that the kingdom was willing to invest $600 billion in the U.S. economy, and now that seems, as President Trump says, it's gone up to $1 trillion.
Well, I mean, those are symbolic figures.
More than symbolic.
Well, they are symbolic because they're an accumulation of investments that have been planned for a while and are planned in the future, but they're also joint ventures, and there's an element of joint venture investment in the kingdom. The kingdom is investing really in industries in America where it can have technology transfer, where it can encourage those companies to come into the kingdom and operate, where it can encourage them to offshore into the kingdom. So it's really very interconnected. It's not pure sort of portfolio investment or pure investment in America that has nothing to do with the kingdom's economy.
What are the high-value items that are at the top of the Crown Prince's list? We've heard that they want access to sensitive technology, that current American rules don't allow the kingdom access to.
In AI, there's a desire to have access to sensitive technology, and we're getting good indications from the Americans that will be allowed. Obviously, there's nuclear technology, which, again, are progressing very well. Nothing was signed so far, but negotiations are ongoing, and probably something will be signed towards the end of the year. Military support, access to the latest in weaponry in America. There was a hiatus in the early days of the Biden administration, so there's a bit of a catch-up there to replenish the stocks of the Saudi military, and the Trump administration has been very supportive of that.
How much is the regional situation? How much does that matter to Saudi leaders? Will Mohammed bin Salman take this opportunity to press President Trump to do more?
Well, he has been. He has been. I mean, he will take it personally, and Saudi officials have been pressing the American administration, on opening up Gaza to aid, on taking off sanctions from Syria. Saudi Arabia is also watching with interest the nuclear negotiations. Unlike the Obama administration, this administration has kept Saudi Arabia in the loop and briefed them on how the negotiations are going. Interestingly, the Iranians are doing the same and also briefing Saudi Arabia. So it's a totally different environment now from the time of the JCPOA, which was pulled as a surprise, really, on the countries of the Gulf. So regional politics are extremely important. America is a hegemon in the region. And we want to retain, President Trump has a tendency sometimes to get excited about things and then move on to the next subject. And I think we want to keep him excited about the region, keep him involved. And the fact that he came here is a reassurance that he is interested in the region.
Stark contrast to the days when President Biden, many other world leaders talked about the Saudi kingdom as a pariah state after the murder of the Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
Yes, well, I think President Biden ended up eating up those words when he came to the kingdom 2 years after saying that. So
Although he would have raised the issue, though.
Well, he may have raised the issue, but I mean, he ended up eating those words, frankly, and the relationship ended up getting much better towards the end of his term.
Ali Shahabi, thank you very much for joining us here in Riyadh. It's a measure of the changing times, and it is a time where it is these wealthiest, most ambitious Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United Arab Emirates, want to be sitting at the top table and want to be sitting next to President Trump.